many, the life of a travel writer is a dream job, but very few people actually know what goes on behind the byline. Until now.
Travel writers cover different beats.
I tackle the quirky, cultural side of travel.
I find edgy, risk-taking stories.
Word Travels is a new series that follows freelance journalist Robin Esrock and travel columnist Julia Dimon as they battle deadlines, jet lag, culture shock, and each other to file the best travel stories possible. Brave New Traveler caught up with Robin and Julia for an interview about their thoughts on the show and advice for other travelers.
What's the worst job I've personally had? Okay. Oh, Ian, you see, you wanted thought-provoking questions. Right. The worst job I've had, by far, was putting up posters for advertisements outside cafes. I had to do it in like the dead of night, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was freezing. I had to go into some really harsh areas, like bad neighborhoods, and I had to put up these bloody things, usually for advertising chewing gum. And I thought, Robin, that's probably the lowest of the low.
The one that was really, really stressful for me was actually doing a teleprompter for a national news network. I was getting up in the dead of night, getting there in high pressure. Like if I screwed up, everyone would know. I lived under the fear, the potential of always messing up. It was so stressful, I swear.
In Venezuela, swimming in that delta, in piranha-infested waters, we were under the influence of some serious jungle juju. And this pink dolphin just leaps up in the air at sunset, like rainbow colors glistening off its skin. I mean, that was amazing. That was surreal.
One of the moments on the show that actually wasn't captured was when we were all in a very small town in Ethiopia, a village some might say, with the Mercy tribe. So I was sitting in a chief's hut, a little kid was plucking hair from my head, a chicken clucking in the background, 2 women bare-breasted holding their children with the chief, and I thought, my God, look at my life right now. If any of my friends saw me, they'd say, what are you doing?
People think that traveling is so difficult, it's something that's so tough to organize. It's a Mount Everest to climb over, to arrange. Logistically, where do you start? Pretty much things fall into place the moment you buy your ticket. Book the ticket. Book the ticket. I mean, even if it's for a year from now, in a year's time, you will go. You will actually do what you said you were going to do, and everything else in your life will suddenly become focused on that moment. Once you commit, Providence takes care of the rest.
When travelers are actually on the road, one of my tips, or one of the things that I like to encourage people to do, is just to sort of open themselves up to opportunity. So if someone says, hey, would you like to grab dinner? Would you, I'd love to show you my favorite places in the city. Be open to saying, yes, I would like to do that. But at the same time, I always advocate, listen to your instincts. So if something's telling you it doesn't feel good, then listen to that. It's important to be smart on the road. And I think trusting your instincts is one of the #1 pieces of advice I can give to travelers.
Travelers have responsibilities, more than just having a good time out there. And usually I think it's a lot more than people ever stop to think about. In terms of the fact that they're arriving, especially in developing countries, wearing shoes that might be worth more than what most people earn in a month or a year. I think it's really encouraging that voluntourism has taken off the way it has, that people are now traveling to give something back. But at the same time, especially in Ethiopia, we found, and I personally found, it really tough to connect with people on any kind of real level because I was looked at as a walking dollar sign. And I don't judge, because if I were in that situation, that's exactly what I would do. But as a traveler, you owe it to yourself to try and break through, to try and find a real connection. And also to put up a certain distance and not be taken advantage of.
I think one of the things that our show addresses is the idea of a traveler's responsibility. So I like to encourage people, in my column and in the show, to sort of start thinking along those lines. That you shouldn't be able to just go to a country, take the resources without giving some consideration to the impact that you might have on that particular place. So I think if people start to think along those lines, that can really be better for the traveler and for the community that they're visiting. It's better to give on a local level, on a grassroots level, if that's what you want to do. I once went on a press trip with veteran travel writers that were a lot older than I was, and they were so jaded, it was unbelievable. Every hotel wasn't good enough, the service wasn't good enough, this wasn't good enough. And I said to myself, this is very early in my travel writing career, I never want to be like that. Being jaded is just terrible, you know? You want to look at life and every experience is exciting and new. Now, sometimes I get travel burnout. Like when I was doing a year around the world, there'd be times where, if I see another temple, if I go to another museum, I swear I'm just gonna, freak out. Every day, especially when you're traveling for so long, it doesn't have to be this epic, tourist attraction. We don't always have to be on the go. So yeah, just taking time out to chill out, I think alleviates travel burnout.
The worst part about being a travel writer is becoming jaded from travel, from experiences. And it's something I pick up a lot when I read other people's travel writing, is that they get so cynical and so bitter. And it's fun as a travel writer to talk about the fifth rainforest that you saw in Malaysia. I mean, travel writers can appreciate that. But to somebody at home, just seeing any rainforest is a dream come true. Keep that in the back of my mind. And also, I love travel. I feel like this is something I was born to do. Just don't take it for granted. It's been a real special honor, incredible stroke of luck. And as long as I keep that in mind, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about being jaded.
Good enough to